What's up? This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopeliveTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monica.
Hey, what up? This your man Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This is Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Shy, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Hey, what's up? It's your guy, Greg Gray, Dope Living TV Live. Look, the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Having said that, hey, man, it's a beautiful day because we're here. Not just because you're here, but because we're here. You know, we up, we out, doing our thing, all right? Welcome to the show. Wanted to say this first, man. Number one, Boston. Golden State. Please believe me. Number two, man. Hey, look, there's a lot of people out there, man, that are hating on everything that people do, including us. As we progress and as we shine a little bit more, people start hating. Look, man, for all those that are hating, look, find something for you to do so somebody can hate on you, all right? Because that's a wasted energy. Stop wasting that energy hating. Participate. You know, don't hate, all right? Anyway, we are talking today, and I'll just read what the post says. Nearly 407,000 children are in foster care in America. Every child deserves a safe and a happy life. So today we're going to talk about foster care, the challenges and the benefits, and how we can make a difference. And we have a special guest on with us today that's going to help us talk a little bit more accurately about it. Okay, somebody got that firsthand experience. All right, everybody say what's up to my little sis who's kind of big.
I hope that doesn't mean big as in size.
No, I didn't say nothing. Hey. I didn't mean it like that. No, I'm talking about you're tall. It's big. We're older now. Used to be little. We're big.
Yes, that's what growing up does.
I love you, girl.
I love you too.
Yeah, it's a word fest up in here. All right. Speaking of festivals, let's welcome Marcy.
Hey, Gina. Hi, Greg.
Hey, Marcy.
It's the whole party.
Pay him no, never mind.
I never do.
Compliment. She's just a whole party. Yes, she is.
I am.
So look, it's probably gonna be just us today.
Just us is enough. Just us is enough.
Little Maurice, he working doing something, so he ain't gonna be able to make it. You know, Kevin, he probably somewhere with his shirt off, so he ain't gonna make it.
You silly.
Love you too, Robert Davis.
Rob said personal haters are close. Yes, it is, brother. Love you too, brother.
Robert.
That's my brother, Robert. All right.
Hey, Brenda.
What's up, Brenda? What's going on, girl?
Brenda?
Look, before we get started, man, look. John B is going to be out there in Las Vegas, all right? Mm-hmm. It's the cuffing season. You know, I cut it off in February, but evidently they're going to make it last a little bit longer, okay? So make sure, okay? We got a little contest going on, okay? 7 questions. No, I'm sorry, not 7 questions.
One question for 2 days, right? Well, yeah, no, 2 questions.
It's something. Look, Chris will come on later and explain it because I know we messing it up, all right? But it's cover season in Las Vegas. So there's gonna be a live performance by John B. Okay, and you can win tickets.
Hey, I love John B.
To go see John B. So, hey man, stay tuned. You know, I think the first question was who discovered John B.
Let them find the question and answer.
Right, let them go.
Yes.
I wasn't going to answer.
Let them find the question and answer it.
I was going to answer, but I do have John B's person who discovered him, he's on the phone with me right now, listening to the show. So he waiting to see if he
Hello, how are you?
But it's okay. Anyway, Jasmine over there chilling. Yasmin, I'm sorry, over there chilling. She waiting. So,
well, what are we talking about?
I told y'all what we was talking about.
Tell us again.
Well, we look forward to spending time with you. Nearly
Wow,
407,000 children are in foster care in America. Every child deserves a safe and happy life. And today we'll talk about foster care, the challenges and the benefits, and how we as a people right on can make a difference. All right, everybody, welcome Yasmin Queen.
Hey, Queen.
Hi, Yasmin. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you all?
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank
We
you for having me.
Girl. No, thank you for coming on and giving us a little bit of your time. Okay, so Gina, I'll let you do the honors.
Well, Yasmin, this is our first time actually meeting face to face. So we actually met through Distinguished Authors Guild. She has a book. What's the name of your book, Yasmin?
Lost but almost found.
Yes.
Okay.
So she is registered for Distinguished Authors Guild. Her book is on Amazon.
All right.
And it's a little bit of what she's going to talk about today is in her book, and this is her journey.
Okay. Well, we're so happy that you're going to share your journey with us. Okay. So let's start from the beginning. What do you remember?
Okay, so I was in foster care from 10 months on. I got adopted at 4, but we were still involved with DCS. My adopted parents was actually firsthand. They worked as a DCS worker, and they was my adopted mom. And before adopting, she was my foster mom. So I kind of got both sides. Well, I got to experience all sides because my children actually got put into DCS. The children I took in through the lack of their work. But okay, so growing up dealing with DCS, when I was younger, it was a little bit better because they actually listened or like did the actual work before removing children. Now they just snatch the children. But on my end, I kind of got the bad part of DCS because experiencing having my mother work for DCS, they didn't believe anything that I went through. So with that being said, I had got sexually abused from 6 to 16, and DCS was informed. And instead of them trying to figure things out, they told me I was lying. They didn't do anything. They actually put me in juvie for a couple months off of false allegations. So I feel like there was a big thing with a trust with DCS and a child being a youth at the moment. So right there, it just explained a lot why a lot of children that went through DCS is broken. They already broken because they were snatched or they're out of their family, but they're even more broken due to the lack of the DCS, the compassion from the workers or the foster parents or anything. Because it was a couple foster parents. A lot of them, well, I can't say a lot of them. The ones I went through, it was more of a money thing for them. And it was, oh, I'm getting paid and I don't have to do this, but it's for the money. So it was
So let me interrupt you right there for a moment because I'm always gonna stop when I got some questions and things just ain't sounding too cool. Just ain't sounding too cool. So as you're young, when you said you were in foster care at age 4?
Right. I got adopted at 4, but I was still within DCS.
And did you at that age, did you understand what was going on?
No, I just knew I was place to place because before then I was in like 8 different homes.
Okay. So as you're going from place to place, at what point, at what age did you start saying, well, hey, something's not right. I'm moving around too much. I get used to this person and that person, and I got to get away from them and this person and that person. What age were you when that happened?
Really at like 4, I'm just like, why I keep going. I want my mommy, and it's just like, you don't have one.
Wait a minute, that's what they told you?
Yeah, they told me you don't have one. So that's when I'm just like, as being 4, you really don't know how to
Yeah,
act to
yeah.
that. But as I got older, I'm just like, so I was an orphan?
Not really knowing what that was, just knew that you were
Right.
going from place to place and seeing different people. So when they got you and put you in juvie, how old were you then?
I was 13.
You was 13, and did you understand what was going on at that time?
They explained to me it was because of false allegations. When pretty much what they told me is when you lie on somebody, you go to jail.
Wow.
Because I was pregnant by my foster parents' biological son. The school called the police and DCS because they like, she's 13 pregnant. Just so happened it was my adopted parent co-worker that came out to the school. And I got taken out of the school in handcuffs.
You're on mute, Gina.
No, I'm confused. Like,
I'm confused as well.
Yeah, I
like,
got some questions.
why were you the culprit?
They said because my adopted mother, she worked for them. They said that they know that wasn't going on in the household. Basically, they told me, excuse my language, they told me stop being a hoe and take up your responsibilities. This is what you was doing because we would have never put you with somebody that was like that. And she worked for us, so we know how she is.
Jesus.
But they could have did a DNA test, right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do a DNA?
I actually had my baby at a hospital. I didn't even, it was like it was actually I had my baby at Methodist, but at the time, who was my brother / my baby daddy, his wife was in the same room and they had her in another bed, like she had the baby. So I end up
Wait. Hold on.
Yeah, well, this going too fast. This
Wait a
going
minute.
really too
Wait a minute.
fast.
It sounds like Handmaid's Tale a little bit.
That's going too fast for me.
Oh, we really need Tina James on here. Did you all see? Did y'all help Tina get on?
Gina?
I know, right?
I'm sorry.
Let me send Tina, and we got to run the number. Did I put the? You got to run the number.
I'll run the number, but
let me send you the link, Tina.
She gonna send you the link, Tina.
I'm baffled here.
Okay.
Can we back up for 1 minute? Can we back up because I want to go all the way back to how did you end up in foster care?
My mom, my biological mom, was she was on drugs and she was an alcoholic, and she like pretty much was on real bad drugs, and she had abandoned me. She left my sister in the hospital and she left me in her apartment. And my dad was a drug dealer and he was locked up at the time.
So you was just
so when you went to juvie, were there any counselors there or anything that you were able to speak to, or was it pretty much because they were also colleagues of the, well, I call it DCS?
I had a counselor, but the counselor pretty much was trying to coach me to say that I was lying on my adopted mother and nothing like that happened in the house. And she even gave me a whole scenario to tell them. And I'm just like, I'm not then. She said, well, I'm not coming back to see you. I'm going to say you try to attack me. So I never seen her again because I refused to tell what she told me to say.
How does let me take my hat off. How does that even resonate correctly? You know, they're trying to tell you that you're going through it already. You're pregnant, and you know you're
in foster care,
still a baby,
going from home to home, not knowing what's going on, and to no fault of your own.
I don't even know if I have a question. You know, it's more of a reaction. It's like
got a shock right now.
So you get through that. You get through juvie. How long did you stay in juvie?
2 months. When I got out of juvie, they sent me to residential.
What is residential?
It's like, the term for it is a psych ward, but it was more of the residential I went to. It was in Couch, Indiana, middle of nowhere. and it was for behavior children because they said that I kept running away from home. I didn't run away. I got put out, but they kept like saying I ran away from home and everything. So I went to residential for 10 months.
But see, here's and she's smiling. Okay, you've been through, and we
Hell.
ain't, wait a minute, we ain't even scratched the surface yet. But from what we're hearing, you've been through hell, and you still can sit here and smile about it. I mean, which is a good thing. All right.
I got stronger. I used to cry about it, and it'd be hard, even as an adult, like not knowing your medical history or even having somebody when you go through so much and you just need that motherly hug. Like it just be like, how? And then sometimes with the children I took in, I'd be like, I don't even know what to do because I didn't have a parent to look after me. So I'm not smiling because I'm happy. I'm smiling because I'm still alive.
Right. No, I get it.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yasmin, how did the DCFS agent end up adopting you or either taking you in? Did she feel like she could provide something for you? Like, how did you end up with her?
That I honestly don't even know. I just know I found some paperwork and asked them about it because it was saying a bunch of money that they give for us and stuff like that. It was me, my sister. They had a house full of kids. So it's like 10 of us. So I asked them, like, who is my parents? They was like me. Then I'm like, well, here's an adoption paperwork. What is this? And how you got all this money and you taking me to the thrift store. And so that's when they was like, you causing us too much problems anyway, and you don't want to be here, and send me away.
So how long were you in foster care?
Really till I aged out. I'm technically still supposed to be up under their care.
Aged out?
Do you mind telling me how old you are? Is that okay?
I'm 28 now.
Okay.
Wait a minute, you said technically you're supposed to still be in there?
Right. So
through the judge, because of everything that my adopted parents was telling the courts and stuff when I had to go to court, they deemed me to never be able to take care of myself.
No, they can do that.
So they told me that I was mentally unstable to ever be by myself. So technically, I'm supposed to be up under somebody's care, but like I tell people, it's a God bigger than man.
It's gonna be one of them shows I have to get up and leave. It's gonna be one of them shows. I can see this. Okay, so technically you're supposed to be still there.
Right. My adopted mother passed away. The father, he told me get rid of his last name. He never liked me, and I should have, throughout all my suicidal attempts, he wished that I actually succeeded.
Now you done threw something else in there.
Oh my gosh.
All of your suicidal attempts. How many times did you try to commit suicide?
8 times.
8
times.
You
know what? God had a plan. Yeah, God had a plan for you. That's why you're still here. He had a plan for you. You know, and I want to ask, you know, we see the commercials, we hear how foster care is a great place for children who are taken out of the home, you know, where the home isn't stable for various different reasons. And, you know, a lot of people feel like, okay, that's a good thing. We do know that Black children are not adopted as frequent as white children are. We do know that. But I mean, now I just feel like, is the foster care system broken? Is it
very broken? Very broken. I could speak off of just the situation I was just in with my children. I went to the hospital, they took them, saying, oh, you're not mentally capable of taking them. Within 3 months, I got my children back because you can't sit there and tell me that. These are children that I fought the courts to keep because I didn't want them in the system. The system is very broken. And the DCS lady had the nerve to tell my daughter to keep secrets from me and just tell her everything. No, the system is broken. I wouldn't trust them. DCS, they make things worse. My child came back home and she said, Ma, if I didn't get back home, I would rather be dead than go through DCS ever again in my life. And she's only 11. DCS is 11. It's like it's just a business to me. It's another business.
Man, that's a hell of a story right there.
I don't even know what to say.
Well, I got stuff to say, but I'm like, okay, wait, let me. I'm just trying to catch
I
my
told
breath.
the caseworker, don't call my phone unless you gotta come and do what you gotta do. And even then, should they be trying to, oh, we gotta privately talk to the children. I know what I know. I read what I read, and I asked them for their protocol book. Give me your book of rules, because you're not gonna keep taking my child in private and telling her how she should feel, or like the visitations with their biological parent that abandoned them. She told my daughter, oh, you have to, you don't have a choice. At that age, they have a choice. If she don't want to go see somebody she don't know, she don't have to. And I'm just like, DCS is broken. It's just, especially they got more so younger people that doesn't have knowledge, and there's a lot of workers that don't have children, so they don't have compassion. They just come and snatch them out the home just off of what they'll say. And half the time, a child could be upset at the moment and just tell you anything.
So at this point, are you seeing someone like a psychiatrist or psychologist? And have you been seeing someone like that during all of this time?
I just started back seeing one because I'm forced to at through the DCS now, but I have started seeing a therapist. But other than that, I just try to deal with my own issues due to the fact I was always told, "Oh, you're lying. You're only 28. It's impossible to go through that." And I just got tired
Wow.
of hearing it. So a lot of times I just suffered in silence.
So is this court order? The therapist and the doctors that you're saying, is this DCFS's doctors, or are you allowed? Well, you are allowed to go to your own doctor.
I'm
So
allowed to go to my other one, but the DCS has to be able to access my paperwork, like anything that they document or any of that. And it's to the point that they try to force all kids on medication, because I had to fight them to the T. It was they, oh, you need medication and all your kids need medication. My youngest is 4. She don't need no type of medication. My oldest just made 11. Ain't nothing wrong with them, but y'all come to disrupt the family.
what type of what are they what are they trying to say their diagnosis for the children are? What are the diagnosis?
Depression, anxiety, what else they say, ADHD. It was just a bunch of nonsense.
Okay.
Robert says, I'm like you guys. I'm all confused now. It's not the fact that I'm confused. I'm more just mortified.
Yeah, I think it's a shocker to us because we are just ignorant to the fact of this whole process, and even the fact that what you had to go through, given what you were already going through.
Right, and I went through it through 2 different states. I could say Indiana is way worse than Illinois. Illinois, at least they try to figure out the issues. In Illinois, they had assigned me to a certain officer to actually press charges on the abuser from my abuser, and they actually like looked into the things and like helped me. Indiana just pretty much, we're gonna do what we want to do, how we want to do it, and you gonna shut up and deal with it.
Is that because she worked in the system?
I feel like it,
Probably.
because even with this case with my children, and even though they came and said, "Oh, we know it's false and everything," they still opened up the case. But they was like, "Oh, we know your mother too." No, you don't know my mother, because I don't know my mother, but you know who adopted me.
I apologize, Marcella. I got this, not getting off the subject, but I got this like huge fly that I thought I killed 4 times already, and it's still flying around buzzing me. And one time it just hovered over the monitor here and laughed at me. And then it flew away. So.
After all what you just did, you should.
And I thought I just got him right there again, okay, and it just came up like this, real slow, and then went that way. I'm sorry. Robert says white America doesn't have a clue how to deal with Black society.
That's true.
Control.
But you
That's
know
so
what?
true.
That goes both ways. When you're dealing with a lot of people with DCFS in the system of that nature, you have good ones, you have bad ones. Also for foster parenting, you have good some, like Yasmin said, that are just in it for the money. And I've heard people say that. I got firsthand knowledge of foster caring. One of my good friends had two special needs children, and my mind was, I was, it was just, it blew me away. All of the things that needed to be done. Bless God, she was one that was like on it. Doctor's visits, dentist visits, getting new clothes, doing and going above and beyond. Um, Yasmin, I want to apologize on behalf of adults, period, for what you went through. I hate that you've gone through this. Um, like we said earlier, God has a plan, you have a purpose. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you even know what it is. Um, you could be an inspiration to other people, male and female, that have gone through what you've gone through. Um, just sitting here seeing you talk about it, and I, I'm sorry, I want to fight somebody. I'm just saying, I'm just like, where are? Give me names, give me where they at, where they at.
It's a
and I'm
shame.
not
It's a
a
shame
violent
Kevin's not
person.
on here to fight.
I'm not a violent person, but just
It's just a shame Kevin's not here for you to beat up on. But I'm telling you, Yasmin, that is a we appreciate you telling us, but that's a disturbing pattern. So at what point did you I want to say come out of it, but I don't even know if you were ever out of it.
I never kind of came out, but I ran away. So I ran away to Illinois, to Chicago, and that's pretty much when, like, I was pretty much done with them. I was like 16. Or let me take you back. Matter of fact, I was sent to a youth shelter by them, and I was 14. So by 16, I ended up running away, and I went to Chicago. So I didn't really have to do too much after that. And I never really was out of it, but I just stayed clear from it.
Wow, you're so calm. You know what I mean? You're so calm considering what you've gone through. Um, what was the first moment that you said, enough is enough? I have to change my life. I got a kid. I got to change my life around so that this won't be a pattern. This won't be generational. What point was that? Or what was your defining moment?
Um, really, my daughter was 2017. 2017, that's when I got 4 children. And that's when I'm just like, okay, I have to change the cycle, because if I don't change it, not only they have their own family curses, but they carry on mines too, because they're up under me. So I'm like, I refuse for them to go through anything that I went through. So I made up in my mind, through anything, that I'm gonna stay by their side. I'm gonna fight for them. And like, I gave the biological mother 7 months to come back before I decided to go to the courts and file for guardianship. So it took the courts 2.5 years, because they was like, "Oh, we ran your name. You're not supposed to be on your own." And I'm just like, "Who's
Why weren't you supposed to be on your own now?
because going through being younger, they kept making me go to like different hospitals, as like behavior hospitals, that they send children that can't be controlled. They have anger issues and everything. So I've been to St. Margaret and Dyer. Is They had a youth, like a youth
was that
floor.
St. Francis or something?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept going there, and I think I about went there every other week. And eventually they sent me to residential. I went to my first residential for 9 months. Then I went to another one for 6 months. And it was all because of what my adopted parents were saying. But no one ever asked what's going on. They just flew with what they were saying. So then I ended up having to go to court because my adopted father claimed that I tried to stab him. That
Oh,
never
God.
happened. So he pressed charges. He was also a police officer in he was a police security guard or whatever they are in the county jail. And so yeah, so they
A
just
bailiff? Was he a bailiff?
yeah, I think that's what it's called. So they just like, oh, they're not gonna lie about it. So I ended up going to court, and he was saying, oh, you will either be up under your parents, or we will have to pretty much lock you away in a psych ward for the rest of your life. You're not ever to be by yourself because you have a severe anger problem, and pretty much what he tell me, you're a disgrace to society.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Who told you that? The judge?
The judge.
No. Wow.
Okay, so I have a quick question. So you said you had 4 children, correct?
I have them now, yes.
Okay, now these are foster kids or your biological children?
No, my biological daughter that I had passed away. Well, she was murdered. Let's be honest. She was murdered.
Sorry.
She had alcohol poisoning. So, but I have 4 children that my friend had, but she left them at my job, and I refused for them to go through DCS because of what I went through. So I took them on.
Okay, so they're not through the system. She just left them with you, and you have them now.
Okay. Right. I went through court and stuff to get like guardianship and stuff. So because when I went through DCS, they sent us to a shelter and said we can't help you.
But okay, so you went to court to get guardianship, and you were granted guardianship over these 4 children
after 2 years of fighting for them. Yes,
but they're still trying to tell you the court granted you guardianship. That's not an easy thing because I've had guardianship of some children in the past, and that's not just something that you can do all willy-nilly. But then on the other hand, they're trying to say that you have mental issues and anger issues, and you don't need to be by yourself,
right,
in the same court system. Is that what you're telling me?
Exactly.
No.
That's why I said like they confused. They don't know what they're doing. And it's just at this point, it's just ridiculous. Like I won't wish what I went through on nobody, not even my worst enemy. Like it was just sad.
I would actually wish it on my worst enemy, but
don't do it and come back at you.
I don't care, man. You know, that's a travesty. Okay, the in this case, the system didn't work for you.
Right.
And,
all the way around, it sounds like
all the way around. I mean, it's
every twist and turn because foster care is supposed to be there to be a safe place for children. And it's there's some good homes, and then there's some horrific stories like what we're hearing today.
Right.
Wow.
I don't have.
I'm at a loss for words. Y'all know that's crazy. Me.
Yeah, we do know you never at a loss for words.
How are your children doing, Yasmin?
They are okay. So they've been home for approximately like 2 weeks now. They okay, but every time they hear a knock on the door or anything, they like, who is that? Are they taking us again? I don't want to go.
No.
So they go into hiding. They'll hide under the beds or hide in the closet or something. So
that's terrible.
What are the ages of your children?
My youngest is 4, so 4, 5, 6, and my oldest just made 11 on April 28th. And just so happened, she was in foster care for her birthday. They promised that she could come home, but then they was like, oh, it's not safe. And then the way that they took my children, I just feel like was a disrespect. They told my children, oh, we're going to take y'all to the store to get some toys because your mom told us to give you some toys. And they never just returned back to who they was with.
That's crazy.
So do you have temporary guardianship or permanent guardianship?
I have permanent guardianship. Okay. I am trying to get the adoption now. But I have permanent guardianship.
Do you have help? Anybody that is helping you through this process, or counseling or anything like that?
I go to therapy, but outside of that, no, everybody depends on me. I'm the person everybody go to for them. So when I do think I have help, it's just, oh yeah, we'll do it, and never help. Cause my children, when it had to be in foster care, if I had somebody, but they was like, oh, they said that they're not gonna pay us, so we can't do it. And I'm just like, okay, but you're the granny. It was my godmom or whatever. So I do this by myself and just stay faithful, prayed up.
So you do have a roof over your head.
Yes, ma'am.
All of the kids are in school.
Yes, ma'am. School, daycare, they also have. I got them in different programs. My girls do dancing. My son, he likes to do flips and he play the drums. Also, they just got different activities. We go do things together, and they go to church on Sunday. We got Bible study on Tuesday. They got youth prayer line on Wednesday nights.
And does your church help it at all? Or is it a big church, small church, medium church? Are they?
It's a medium church, but truthfully, a lot of people listen to my adopted parents, so a lot of people didn't really help or don't really. For a long time, I felt like I was invisible. They act like I'm not even on the face of this earth until something good is going on, and then they be like, "Oh, how you doing?" and "Oh, we hope to see you guys." And now I got calls from the pastor. "Oh, hope you planting your seed." I'm just no, I don't have any help.
Tina James says DCS is glad to remove the kids for parents discipline. Discipleship. That's what it says. However, fail to protect them when removed. This sounds like legal slavery. We didn't read this one from Robert Davis. He said getting financial support from the government because of their social security number.
Yeah. And
it's this just sounds like more of the games that they play, more of the control, as Robert said also, that they are trying to hold over the system as a whole, right? Unfortunately, it came at you like daggers. And that's we're not happy about it, but we're glad to see you here, right? So am I because I had to do a call here real quick, but am I correct in saying that you don't have custody of your children?
My adopted, the children that I have, I don't have adoption. I do have guardianship. It's a permanent guardianship, but I still don't get the assistance or any help with them. And the excuse is because I'm not biologically related.
Okay, so the biological. Go ahead, Marcel.
Time out. So you have permanent guardianship over 4 children.
Yes.
And you're being told by the government that you cannot get help because they're not your biological children?
Right. They give me, don't get me wrong, they do give me SNAP and Medicaid, but that's about it. Anything else I ask for.
Okay, so you said you get SNAP, you get Medicaid. So that's health. That's
Mm-hmm.
food.
Right.
What about for housing? Help with housing?
I've been doing it on my own.
So are you employed?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Chris,
look.
Can you make some sense out of all of this? Everybody say what's up to Chris Mill.
Hey, Chris.
I've already been texting folks. That's why I keep doing like this. I'm texting people like, look.
It's blowing my mind. It's really blowing my mind.
I want to get the lawyer lady on the phone, but I don't even think she want to hear part of this conversation.
Yeah, she might not want to touch that.
Man.
She may not want to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Again, we're talking with Yasmin Queen about the foster care situation, and it's a situation. I see it's a situation now for real, and the trials and tribulations that she's gone through. And yeah, I mean, audience, look at her. She is here, smiling, sitting here telling her stories. I mean, just like it's just another day, but it's not. It's been a number of days. It's been years, and she's gone through it, and she has a story to tell. And that's the biggest part about all of this is that you have a story to tell, and you can tell others your plight. Go ahead, Jim.
The fact that she's not broken, the fact
Yeah.
that you're not broken, Yasmin, is just really what makes your situation feel better. It makes me feel better about it because you're not broken. It probably made you very, very strong. Not only that, but you're reaching out to help other foster kids so that they don't go through what you went through. This is devastating to me.
I can honestly say for the longest, I can't sit here and say I wasn't broken. I want to honestly say, like, within this year, I kind of found my peace. Like, you can't keep being stuck in a situation. You either gonna drown or you gonna keep moving up. You're gonna swim or you're gonna drown. I'm not drowning. So I refuse to drown. So I'm like, I just gotta swim, and I have to go to therapy. I gotta heal from this because I want my babies to be able to succeed and not go through a lot of the different things that I went through. So if I keep drowning, then they're gonna find reasons to take them, and then possibly could have the same issues. And I'm not having it. So
I'm so baffled about the fact that they're saying you're incompetent, mentally incompetent. That's what they're saying. And you have 4 children that belong to someone else that you are taking care of.
And the court system granted that. That's what I'm like.
Oh, in my last court date, I asked them, make up your mind. So am I mentally ill or am I able? Because at this point, y'all making me confused. I don't even know. I'm confused. I'm tired of dealing with y'all. Judge, like, excuse me. I said what I said. I can't. Y'all not gonna keep y'all tortured me my whole childhood. What I'm not gonna do, I'm gonna go to war for these 4. I go to war for them. So if y'all want these problems, I said the other night, I said, why everybody we go march for people that got shot? Why we can't march to save our children that's in DCS?
Good point.
I'm not saying knock down who got shot or none of that, but these children are suffering more than they do on the streets. DCS is a setup. I know a lot of kids that's in DCS now. I was working in the school system, and they tell me they stuff, and I can't even tell. Like, I hurt for them because I know it's true. And right now, I just feel like they giving anybody. They want anybody be a parent because they lack in homes. If my children got blessed because they told me, oh, we over capacity. So half of our children is sleeping in the hospitals because they don't have nowhere to go.
And you're absolutely true. Families. That's so true. I had someone posted on one of my pages pretty much begging for people to sign up for foster care or to be a foster care parent because they don't have enough. They don't have enough people who are willing to take kids in.
And they told me, we closing your case in August, but we want to know, are you willing to be a foster parent?
That doesn't make sense.
I said, I thought I need medication. Y'all telling me, oh, you gotta take medication to get them, and you gotta do this and that. But now you asking me to get kids, more kids than what I have.
And they're asking you to be a foster parent. But you have to do a background check. You have to do home study. You have to go through loops and loops.
They told me, oh, we already come and do your home assessment, so you're clear on that. Your background be fine because we could clear that and this and that. I'm like, how could you clear? If you try to say that I did something, now all of a sudden you're gonna clear it. Because not once had they came in my house wasn't dirty. I submitted all my paperwork to the courts because they was leaving out paperwork. They slick on their paperwork. They told the courts that my children didn't have clothes. I didn't have food in my house. Every time they come, I took pictures. They took pictures. So I'm like, I'm confused. Oh, I wasn't working. If I wasn't working, why me being mentally ill, as y'all say, paid off my bills for the rest of this year?
See, there you go. Show them. You
That's not
show them
something a mental ill person would do.
You show them instead of telling them. Let your
So
actions
the
speak.
judge was
Robert
like,
says, I'm sorry. Robert says as long as the courts create a pattern, they'll use the law how they see fit, which is wrong. Hey, everybody say hey to Tina James.
Hi, Tina.
Hi, how you guys doing?
We're confused right now.
Right.
Yeah, I am
Can you
too.
shed some light on us, Tina? Can you help us here?
I just think that it just seems like there's some sort of legal action here. I mean, she's right. We need to stand up for them, for our kids as well. We can fight for the death of someone. Our children are important. We have to make a move. I mean, they're separating our families, and at this point, we're being controlled by the government, because now they're telling us we're killing each other on the streets, but we can't control our children because they're trying to control our homes.
Now, Yasmin, are the 4 children, are they all siblings?
yes, they are all siblings. They're related. Same mom, different dads.
So where are the fathers? They're nowhere near.
We don't even know, because when they asked the mom in court, they finally found her and made her come to court. She named 12 different people. I'm like, it's only 4 children, so we don't know.
Wow.
Okay.
So we got to do
that's
DNA
common.
tests for everybody.
And that's not an easy task. Raising 4 children is not an easy task.
Raising
I raised
one is
3 and
not
it was,
easy.
I know. And you took them in, they're not your children, but you love them like they are, and you're fighting for them.
Yes.
Do you have support with their teachers in the school system?
I do keep a support system with their teachers, but unfortunately, with them going to the system, they was moved schools 3 different times. So the system moved their school.
Okay, so you said they came back home 2 weeks ago. So now you have the permanent guardianship. So there's like a little bit of stability now. So now are they in a school that they're going to be in for a moment, right?
Yes, I enrolled them back in the school. I had them in where I do know the teachers. Not only that, a lot of the children that the daycare they attend goes there too. So I'm real like on it with their teachers. I email their teachers, get them all information, ask them like, if you have any problem, let me know. Education wise, behavior wise, to the T. Like, I don't know. They say I'm a helicopter mom, but I don't think so.
What would a helicopter mom? What is
I don't know what that is.
You're good.
You guys said you didn't know what that was?
I don't know what a helicopter mom is.
That's someone that's me. Someone who's on it, like she said, I'm on it with the school system. I'm on, on them, making sure they have manners. They, they're going to be productive citizens as they grow up. Pretty much, you're not one of those just they can willy nilly they can do whatever they want.
Right.
No, if they don't bring homework after 2 days of no homework, I'm emailing the teacher. What's going on with homework? So the teacher have to tell me that they don't have homework, and I make homework at home. So either way, fine.
Yeah,
I don't really understand. I know you said earlier that DCFS they're quick to take the children out of the home, but then we hear these stories about children who were in the system. DCFS came out, visited the home. Next thing you know, the child is dead.
A lot of times they're not actually going to visit.
Or they become too close to the family and they become friends. I know a case personally with a little baby that was found in the couch. I know who was on there because my adopted mom worked in that system, and they became too close of friends. So they just make up their paperwork. They'll say, "Oh, we're gonna write this down," and they verify with each other.
That's sad.
I've known caseworkers that were fired because they were turning in paper, like she said, turning in paperwork. And then when you have quality control coming behind them to find out, how was your visit with the caseworker, Well, I haven't seen that person in 6 months. And they're supposed to be like once a week or twice a week. And, and that happens a lot if you have a heavy caseload.
And then on another scale too, the kids may be problem kids, and there's no one there to intermediate for the child. Why are they problem kids? Because we've been turned around from home to home. She's been abused. There's a reason why I'm acting out. So once they become a problem in their mind, they're saying, this child is not telling the truth. They're a problem. I saw them act out. But nobody's caring enough to say why. Why is this child acting out? It's just really...
I was labeled as a problem kid. They tried to label me as that. Then when I came out with my book, a lot of people got my book and they was like, oh, we never knew. We never knew that was going on. I said, did you ever ask? Did you ever sit me down and ask why you acting out? All you say, oh, you got an attitude problem. Oh, are you just angry? Oh, you need to be baptized. And no, y'all need to figure out what's going on. Ask a question. Everybody just don't have an attitude. It's something that leads to that. Like when my daughter acts up, I'll be like, what's wrong? You don't just act up. Something happened to make you feel that way, to make you do what you do.
So the book, your experience led to you writing this book.
Yes, I'm actually in the work of 2 more books, but yes, I was told by a pastor if I write the book, I was going to hell. So I never wrote it until recently when I used to go on a radio station in Chicago, and everybody like, just write a book. So I finally wrote it, and I'm just like, hey, what happens, happens. I gotta be free. I gotta set myself free. So things like this helps me become more free, because I'm helping not only people that suffer in silence, but someone else know that I'm not alone. And a lot of times when you feel like you're alone, that's when them thoughts like, I don't want to be here anymore. So that's what made me like, I want to start going on videos on the radio and talk about my experience.
Black Google, do you want to shine some light, or you want to wait until after we hear from Life Coach?
After we hear from Life Coach, I'm still processing. I came halfway in, so I didn't really get a chance to hear the beginning half. I'm catching up a little bit.
Okay. So you guys want to go ahead and do our Life Coach at this time then? We're just
I guess, because my head is spinning.
I think that's all of us right now. So
you see how silent I am. You know, that's unusual. Period.
Yasmin, I'm gonna say this: we've never had a show where all of us had nothing to say. This has blown us away.
Look at she got a closer look too.
So on another scale, you're looking at the police killing our men in the streets, and you have the mothers are losing their children at home. The kids are being recycled and destroyed in foster care, then filtered back on the.
Okay. Well, you know, on that note, I know it's a little bit early, but let's just take a minute, redirect, regroup, refocus. Let's listen to some words of wisdom from our life coach, Jeff Relaford.
I ain't got nothing from Jeff Relaford. What, you got something from Jeff Relaford?
Well,
no, I'm joking. It's a life coach. There he is.
Hey, what's up? Life Coach Jeff coming to you real quick to talk about rejection, okay? Now, oftentimes, that's the number one thing we fear is rejection. We always want to be accepted by others, whether we're talking through dialogue or we're presenting something to others. We like for people to agree with us, and we like for people to say yes, but we cannot stand for people to say no. So I'm here to tell you, if somebody does tell you no, here's a proactive way of dealing with rejection. Take a look at yourself and the situation. Because sometimes what you have to do is you have to level the playing field. You have to reason with yourself and ask yourself the question of this. Was it something that I did? Or was it something really just going on with that person, and that's why they told me no? That's why they gave me that rejection. So, once again, always remember that oftentimes it can be about you, and sometimes it isn't about you. So what you have to do is you have to go ahead and make sure you assess it properly. Life Coach Jeff coming to you again. Redirect, regroup, refocus. Dope Living TV Live. Peace out.
Oh no. That's the life coach Jeff Relaford. Redirect, regroup, refocus.
I want to say that I had an experience with DCFS, but not to the extent that you have, Yasmin. I had a family member who was put in the system as a baby, in the system until the age 7 months to I think maybe 12 months. So it was just a short stint, but a lot of what you're saying, I did experience where the DCFS worker became friends with one of the parties. They were going out clubbing, and she was telling the other person what to say when we went to court. The only advantage that we had in our situation, I retained an attorney. And so I think that's what pivoted our case to get done a lot quicker. And not, I mean, it was still devastating. I mean, we went through a lot, not like you did, but we still went through a lot going through the system. But because we had an attorney, it wasn't as bad as, a case like yours.
Ooh, it's a lot.
So this foster care system, I mean, you see all the time these signs that are even in yards that say sign up for foster care. Like, you're recruiting anybody?
Well, it's, the main thing is this. The system is actually failing from what you just said, Gina, about they're just letting anybody sign up right now. They know what the problem is. They don't want to fix the problem. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the problem of foster care, you got what? 33% of the young adults that was fostered, that was in foster care are homeless. You know what I'm saying? You got 1 out of 8, 1 out of 9 Black people. You got 1 out of 7 Native American people. You know what I'm saying? You have pretty much 70% of them is involved in the juvenile justice system. They know what the problem is. They don't want to get the kids help because the foster care place is getting money from the government.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they get money from the government. That's how they stay open.
Yeah.
And that's, they want to have as many foster kids as they can. They're not worried about trying to fix them and get them on the right path at all. They're not worried about that. They're worried about the money. That's where, like I always say, and I said this since we started DopeliveTV, if you want to find a problem, always go look at the money first.
True.
That's where the problem is at.
Now, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then I mean, it's just so much. Like, even when we were talking about the trafficking situation, when we had I forgot her name, but when we had her on, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that is young ladies, women that were, in a foster care system. They didn't have that background. They didn't have that support system. They didn't have that. And then they find someone that's pretty much giving them what they didn't have, which the foster care should have helped. Like we talk about with police officers. I believe police officers should have psych evals before they become police officers. They should do these psychological evaluations on these kids like they do kids that's with their parents, telling them they have autism when they're doing things that kids do.
Right.
And autism.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And when I found out about that, because they labeled my son with autism, and then I found out the school is getting checked for every autism kid.
They sure
do.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. So it's a lot of stuff that can be fixed. They don't want to fix it because it affects their money. And that's what it's really about.
But it affects predominantly our race, though.
Yes, it does. That's facts. That's facts.
Us.
Yeah, it does.
It's just another form of dehumanizing someone.
Yeah.
I mean, listen to the statements they were telling Yasmin. You know, you're a H, and you know things like that. She was seeking help.
Yeah.
Trying to do what the right thing, and
Right.
they
Yeah,
felt.
and then like my godmother, she's deep in the foster care system where she's been taking kids in since I was little.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When I used to go over there, when I thought they were her kids, they were actually foster kids. When I found out when I got older, you know what I'm saying? So it is some good ones out there, Yasmin. I know you want to.
Yeah.
There's some good ones out there, but like the doctor says, when you have the good, you got the bad also, and that's the problem. You know, they don't want to fix the bad, and they don't want to fix the problem because it's going to affect their dividends and their money.
You know, it's amazing though that we never know. You know, there's, like you said, there's some good stories and there's some bad stories. We don't know these stories though. We don't know what these people, because there's a lot of celebrities that have gone through foster care, and you know, doing the same thing that you're doing, Yasmin. They're smiling, but we, you know, they're not telling their stories either.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
They make it seem so bad.
No, I was
They
going to say
make
the
it
crazy.
seem so bad.
Oh, go ahead, yeah. Go ahead, yeah. That's my bad.
I'm sorry. I said they make it seem so bad, which a lot of it you get like you said, you get the good ones, you get the bad ones, but like the schools is cruel about it. They don't help the children either. I know my daughter went through it. I finally was able to start picking them up on Fridays, and she was like, "Ma, do you know my teacher told the whole class I'm a foster kid?"
Oh,
And see, that's a no. That is a no with foster parenting. You're not supposed to take pictures. You're not supposed to, allow, give their names and say that as well.
And that's a violation of.
And just so happened and they just made fun of her, and the foster parent that she was up under was actually working at the school and told my daughter, "When you see kids around me, you call me your mother. I am your mother." And I'm just like, "Okay, babe, I'm gonna get you home soon as possible." But then I asked the caseworker, like, she like, "Oh, you're taking everything too personal." No, children get bullied. But kids that get bullied, they starting to commit suicide. My child will not be a victim of any of this. So I'm cutting it off at the head, and you're the head.
And
You're gonna have to turn into Kevin Hart's mom.
And it's funny that you say that because foster children are 4 times more likely to commit suicide than regular children inside of their household, inside of a normal household of biological mothers and fathers. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's crazy because I never knew till about my 11th grade year that center that's on 23rd and Jefferson was a foster home. I never knew that until I was like in the 11th grade in Gary. That's where,
what that is. Okay.
yeah, that's where all the, not all of them, but the ones in that area. I didn't know of any other ones, but I knew about that one. And I never knew that's what that was.
That's crazy, man. Robert Davis says, let's not forget that some Black folks are scared and don't know how to take that next step. Lanita says that I know several people who want to foster, but once you have a friend that does and see the mess that goes on, it turns you against it. You know, I happen to know for somebody who's being a foster parent right now that lives next door to my son's mom. She's been doing it for years and years, and she's had a couple of bad experiences. You know, I mean, I know there's been times where I've been over there and the police were there. You know, there was one. You know, it's as they get older and they're going to the public schools and this and that, they become, I guess, desensitized to what is going on in the household, and they go to start acting like everybody else, you know, because as they've been shielded from this, because the foster parent does their best to try to make sure that this child,
the stats say that 50% of foster kids don't graduate on time. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because like it's like everyone should be treated equal, You know what I'm saying? Especially in the schools, it shouldn't be this, that, the other, or the foster kid, or this, that, because you're there to learn, to teach. You know what I'm saying? And it just seems like they just want to, they want to do them like they do us as a coach. That's what it is. So,
Well, it's something that I noticed within the school system. School was a safe place for a lot of the kids that were foster kids. I never really knew unless someone told me, because I'm the type, if I see kids sitting by themselves or just something is just a little bit off, I would approach the kid. Hey, how you doing? You okay? You sure you're okay? And just talk. And later on, my coworkers would say, "Oh, that's a foster child," and I'm like, "Okay, and what does that mean?" But what I did find out, the high school that I did work at, that was their safe place. They felt wanted. I actually found 5:30 in the morning going to work one day. There was a kid behind, the big heating and cooling system outside in the middle of winter in just a hoodie. And it scared me because he was in all black. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to walk to go into the building. And I saw something move and I was like, come out. And it was a kid I recognized from the school. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he kind of shared some things with me in his household. And I was like, no, come on, let's go. And let's come in here and, make sure he had something to eat. And took him to the social worker. But, craziness, the kids are, it's sad that they're being taken from their families, but sometimes it's for a good reason. But for the kids, like you said, some of the kids don't graduate on time. That's because they've been, thrown from this place to that place to this place and then labeled. And then sometimes when people come to want to be a foster parent, DCFS, the caseworkers aren't letting the parents know, hey, this is what this child has gone through, and properly training the parents to be able to handle that. And if the caseworker is just like, oh, this is a problem child, some parents just come in, oh, you're a problem child, and without really trying, like you said, looking for the root of the issue.
Well, caseworkers are like probation officers. That's the way they go about doing their job. When caseworkers be like, oh, he's a problem child, someone is on probation, and they go to their probation officer, they're like, oh, they basically trying to give them every reason in the book to put them back into jail. You know what I'm saying? And it be that way with caseworkers also. They do whatever it takes to get them back within foster care.
Money maker.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, y'all. It's
I'm so disappointed. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't graduate on time or anything. I was one that I used to be quiet, but after being so bullied after so long, I'm just like, oh, well, the kids that be at home with their parents, they fight. So maybe I gotta fight y'all too, since y'all not letting me be quiet. Y'all bullying me, everything. So then I became angry, and now I'm like, I became the popular child because now I'm just telling anybody anything. The principal, they say something, I'm snapping off, and I'm like, I never liked it, but I didn't get bullied anymore. So it became like, I don't know, I guess a comfort zone for me for so long. But it also became a problem with constantly being suspended. I didn't graduate on time. My adopted parents got tired of it and actually took me out of school, told me, you're not going to be nothing anyways. So for my junior year, I never even went back to school until I put myself back in school. I think I graduated, I was like 19, 20. No, sorry, I was like 22 when I finally went to alternative school to just get a diploma because I didn't want a GED.
Well, congratulations for that.
Yes.
Jasmine, you've lived such an abnormal life. Okay, what does normal look like for you now?
I'm still trying to figure it out. To me, I just being happy, being able to feel like I can do things without having to worry like what's next gonna happen, what's next gonna go wrong. Like my biggest thing is, when am I gonna see the green part? When am I gonna be able to be happy and not look over my shoulder and be reminded of the past that I was? living or that the trauma that I endured, and like just let my kids being able to be kids, that they don't have to be stuck or have to be an adult before they are. Just have fun, go to the park. I didn't get to experience a lot of the zoo, a lot of stuff I didn't know until I got older, and like just like pretty much force myself to learn.
So I know.
Yeah, I got a question for you. Have you tried or did therapy at all?
I'm in therapy now. I did used to do therapy, but I got out of it because every therapist that I went to pretty much knew my adopted parent, and it became uncomfortable because when I open up about a situation, they be like, "Oh, you're lying." So I just dropped out of therapy, but now I
They
finally
used to
went back to
they,
therapy.
they used to tell you were lying.
Oh, you didn't hear the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, did you, bro?
No, I didn't.
You really don't want to hear. You do and you don't.
No,
It's
what I'm saying is that's against therapy protocol. They can't tell you you're lying. They're supposed to jot down what you're
Oh, that was
doing.
all this time.
Who's gonna say anything? They're in
Right,
foster.
But you
exactly.
didn't hear the part about her
Have an
saying
advocate.
her adopted mom worked in the system. She
Mm-hmm.
worked for DCFS.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Not a therapist that's a part of DCFS. You know what I'm saying? Just a therapist
Mm-hmm.
that's outside on your own.
yeah. That's what I was asking about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, because though like um, our culture look at therapy as a stigma. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you just need that person to talk to. And it doesn't have to be a therapist. It could be someone you're close to that you're able to get what happened to you out of you. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you're still holding on to what happened. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you just need to get it out. Like even if you put it in a book or whatever your passion is, you put it into that and you get it up out of you. And you know what I'm saying? And it helps with the children that you have now. You know what I'm saying? And it'll help you out a lot.
Right.
It's
That's
just
where I wrote my first book.
this is a story. Go ahead. Yes.
Now I wrote my first book and I'm in therapy now and stuff. But yeah, I could say definitely what you're saying is definitely right, because I used to feel like I'm suffocating so much from holding it in, and like at night, like it just replay in my head and everything. Like I actually seen my brother and everything. It just I went back to the child that pretty much was
Right.
stuck, and that's why I go by Yasmin, because ISIS I feel like was a forced identity. It was from being, that was my name for my adopted parents named me. And I just feel like that whole ISIS is a person who is forced to be that person, because I try to change to be a part of my adopted family, and I try to change to be a part of the church, and I try to do things just to be a part of, but it never worked. So I just became false identity. It was false identity. So I changed my name, and now I'm just living how I'm trying to get to know myself for me, and not how everybody else want me to be, or say how I should be, or how I should feel, and what I
Right.
should do for my children and everything else. So
I just have a question for you, Yasmin. If there's one thing that could happen in your life and someone just says, is there something I can do for you right now that would make your life easier, or that would make you feel like you're on the right path towards some sort of peace in your life, what would that be? Have you ever thought about that?
um I just feel like for me right now, I just need a getaway. Like just even if I give me a room for a couple days and unwind, because from dealing with what's going on with my children, it kind of brought my past back up. So now I'm trying to get myself together, help my children feel like they're safe again. So just at this moment, just get away and unwind, because there's so much going on and there's so much pressure. And then dealing with the caseworker, it's always been the biggest fear to deal with DCS again. And the trauma that I went through, I low key is going through it again with the caseworker, but she's not traumatizing the kids. She's bothering me. She's picking with me, and it's like when I say something, oh, you're just being defiant. Okay, I'm just gonna tell the judge that you're not following the rules, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. So it's just to unwind, like, and honestly, I just want that one honest person that could embrace me, give me that motherly hug that I never had. I just need a motherly hug. I never had a parent, and trying to parent the 4 children I have has been very, very hard. Not knowing like half the things as an adult that I see other people, they be like, "Oh, you should have been knew that." Well, I was pretty much on my own since I was 13. So with going everything I went through at night, I feel so alone. So giving my children a hug just makes me feel better. And I feel like sometimes that's selfish because I get my relief through hugging and loving on my children when I should be able to have that from another mother figure or a father figure, that every father figure or mother figure turned their back or used me. They'd be like, oh, they'll take me in. I used to work. I was getting $3,000 a month. Once I had to quit and went into a shelter with the children, they turned their back. My children ask me all the time, Mom, where is all our aunties and our grandma and stuff? And to look at them and have to tell them, y'all really don't have none, it hurts me. And it feel like that I'm not providing them with enough because they're suffering because they don't have the support because I never had it.
Well, to me, just my word to you is that you are enough. And it's unfortunate that you had to go through what you went through. But sometimes in life, we have to understand, even if we have mother, father, sister, and brother, we really are here alone. And yes, you do deserve to have that love and that compassion. You do have it with us. And I'm going to say for myself, I would like to at least pay for 3 days for you to stay in a hotel and just get a break with you and your kids. I would like to do that for you. But I'm gonna talk with Greg and see, if he can get with you and do whatever needs to be done. But I would like to do that because I love you. I care about you, everything that involves you.
Yes.
And you're important. And the things that you're doing for those children are going to be the blessing that you've given to them. So my thing is, the mother that you provide to your children now will be the love that you're going to get from them. Right now, God wants you to love those kids, and you want you to only deal with the love with the children.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have a mother. You have those kids.
Yeah, and another thing,
that.
it's not a it's not a blueprint. It's not a blueprint to parenting. So
no, it's not.
If anybody ever told you, "Oh, you should have known that as an adult or a parent," it's not a blueprint to being an adult. We all want to be adults faster than we should have been when our parents used to tell us stay a kid as long as you can. If most of us can go back, we'd probably be like, yeah, we'll try to stay as a kid as long as we want, as long as we needed to be able to come out better as an adult. You know what I'm saying? We tried to be grown at young ages. But a couple of things that you can do, Yasmin, is I don't know if you have a diary. You know what I'm saying? You just got to do stuff to get your stuff that you have balled up out. You know what I'm saying? Have a diary, meditation, aromatherapy, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Those type of things does help. And like I always tell people, YouTube University shows you how to do a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
So
you know something else, Yasmin. I'm a firm believer that if you continue to think about what happened to you in the past, that's where you're going to stay. It happened. You understood. I can never tell you, that I understand or it's going to be okay. I can't tell you that. All right. But I can tell you that it helps a little bit for me if I just let the past go. It's happened. It's gone. And let's move forward. Now let's find out, what are we going to do from this point forward to make the next hour, the next hours, the next day better than what it was yesterday? Because you can't take it back. All right. This show started at 7:00. We can't go back and if we made mistakes and change it. We just got to keep moving. Same thing in life. We could say, why me, or why did this happen and this and that, but as we trying to search and find these answers, that takes some time away from us doing something else to make a different outcome. So just some advice from me is just past happened. I can't tell you to stop it, but it happened. Okay. But let's move forward from there.
Yeah. And another thing is,
Yes.
one thing you have to always remember, just because someone is your blood don't mean they're your family.
Mm-hmm.
You have people that's not blood related to you be more family than someone that is blood related to you. So
this was
like Tina said, you always got a home here at Dope Living TV. So.
That's right.
This is such a
absolutely
the new family. Yes,
great story.
I definitely
And it's a story, like, again, something else needs to be continued to be talked about. And we have never on this show been speeches like this. It's the stuff that, as we've all had journeys, but nothing like that. Nothing like that. And for you to be here with us on WTV Live and to sit here and tell your story, that's a blessing for us, and blessing hopefully for everybody that's watching, because we see how God works, and you're here. You're still here.
Yeah, it wasn't it did, the fact that the two of us connected, like I said, this is really the first time I've spoken in depth with Yasmin. She reached out to submit her book, and I don't even know how we got to this point, but we got to this point because that's the direction that God sent you in for various reasons.
Amen.
Various reasons.
Right. And when I got the when she asked me, I'm just like, then I'm like, okay, it's time to break the silence, because keeping in silence, so many people suffer and don't make it. And maybe my voice helped the next person to keep moving. And like as a Monday, I was in an accident, like I had a medical issue where I didn't know, but I tore something and it made my legs go numb. So I was in an accident, and I'm just like, okay, God, it's just so much keep going on and I don't understand. But then just like I just learned that I gotta keep pressing my way, keep pushing through everything that's going on. And I just be thanking God, because you don't hear many people talk about the survival of suicide attempts. And I just be like, okay, God, I don't know your purpose, but I'm tired of trying. And it's been 8 times that you're not letting me go. So now I'm just going to work up under you. My answer is yes. Whatever you want me to do, I'm here for it.
Amen.
Well, I mean, from that whole soliloquy you just said, it's just letting you know, God letting you know it's not time yet. You got a purpose on this earth to reach other people.
Those 4 kids needed you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you ever thought about motivational speaking, going around telling your story to people, but that's something else you can look into.
Especially other foster children.
Definitely.
She has achieved dope living. She has achieved dope living.
True dope living.
That's the end of that. All right. Hey, we love you, Yasmin. We appreciate you coming on the show and hanging out with us. At the end of every show, we go around the room and just let everybody say their final words. And we'll start off with you, Marcy.
I'm speechless. Yasmin, again, we love you. You're part of our family now, the Dope Living family. Hate that you had to go through that, but you sometimes have to go through to build your spiritual muscles. And you've gone through the storm and you've come out. People. When you hear stories of this nature and you're a witness, don't be silent.
Amen.
Speak up. Yasmin is a miracle. She's still here. We've lost other babies that might have gone through things of this nature. She's strong. Others have not been strong. Please, if you know something, speak up. Folks, If you don't really want that job and you really don't care for people, you have no compassion, don't take the job.
Yes.
It's not fair to others. It's not fair to our children. And sometimes it becomes a pattern. Thank God Yasmin is not making it a pattern. She's stopped it where she is so that her children won't have to go through it again. People, you got to stop. You got to stop. It's you still have to act for those who are doing these things to people, regardless of I don't care what you're going through, but for you to put other people through this, you still have to answer to God. That's all I got to say. You still have to answer to God.
That's right.
All right. Yasmin, you want to say anything?
I just thank y'all for this opportunity. It not only helped someone that didn't know, but it also helped me. It like relieved my shoulder that I was even asked to speak about it because we suffer in silence because of the fear, but it just takes that one question and that one person to to break the fear and keep it going. So I just thank you all and thank you for the advice, the encouragement, and inviting me into your family.
Most definitely, Gina.
I just, I'm just happy that we were able to bring you on because your story is going to help other people. I'm sure there's others out here that are going through trials, tribulations, going through things in foster care, and just hearing from somebody who went through it and survived and came out as strong as you have. It's just motivation. I would just like to ask you to give everybody the information on where they could purchase your book.
My book is on Amazon. You could type in the title. It's Lost But Almost Found by Isis Briner. And it pops up. It's $9.99 on Amazon. Or if you reach out to me, I could order books and sign them because on Amazon, of course, I couldn't sign them, but I'm willing to order them and sign them and deliver them.
You guys purchase the book, order them from her because Amazon takes all the proceeds. So reach out to, will they reach out to you through Yasmin Queen?
Yes.
Okay. Look for her. I am her. Look for her on Facebook. Just so you know, Yasmin, if you need to talk, I'm here. You have my information. You can call me. Even if it's just to vent, just to get something off your chest, I'm here and with the lending ear and hopefully some advice that I can give you if I'm able to.
Thank you.
All right. Yasmin, again, we appreciate you coming on the show. It's been an eye opener. I don't have anything to close with. I mean, I just want to say that God bless you. And I think we're as well here on DopeliveTV as well as the audience. We're a lot better just hearing your story, and seeing you. We're a lot better right now, So thank you. Everybody, don't forget it's cuffing season. Cuffing season. Like I said, I thought it was over with in February after right before Valentine's Day, but evidently it's not. It's cuffing season. If you're making it to Las Vegas on the 24th, look. There's a live performance by John B. All right, right now, in association with BGHE Entertainment, DopeliveTV, giving away some tickets. You got to find your way. You got to get down there yourself, though. Okay, but got some tickets, and there's questions that you have to answer in order to get these tickets. So don't hesitate. You're doing it. Get it done so you can get down there and see John B. Now, if you don't know who John B is, like that lady in the corner,
I know who he is.
You don't know who John B is. You better ask somebody, okay? Because just don't ask Marcella. She doesn't know.
I got all of his CDs.
I know who he is. I just didn't know that was him. But I know the music.
You know the music?
Mm-hmm.
After she looked it up last night, she know the music.
Yeah, but I was like, okay, I know that song. I know that song.
How you don't know John B? If you know Babyface, you know John B.
Exactly. Go ahead. Okay. Even though that's not the reason, but go ahead.
Well, for the people who haven't answered yet, Gina just gave y'all the answer.
I didn't get an answer. I didn't get an answer.
And we're gonna just leave it right there.
You saw how I tried to deflect it, right?
That means they're watching the show if they got the answer.
Right.
Hey, everybody that got the answer now, you better call. Call tomorrow. Hell, call next week, even though it's not the contest about to be over. Gina gave you the answer.
And the way we're doing it, the questions are up for 2 days, but it's the first 7 on each day that win the tickets. So the way I changed it up a little bit, you're not going to win a pair of tickets. If you get the answer correct, I'm just going to ask you how many tickets you know.
Ooh, yeah.
So it gets better, y'all. The pot is getting thicker. All right. And you might be able to win a date to the concert.
Not with you.
With Greg.
Oh.
Right.
I gotta put it out there. I gotta put it out there before he put my name out there.
With Chris.
See, I gotta put his name out there before he put my name out there.
Wow, Gina, not with me.
You can't be going on any dates.
Why?
Because your sister said so.
Oh, but he can put my name out there, Gina. That's what we're doing.
You can't either.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting ready to go to Atlanta.
I'm the protective sister right here. I'm the protective sister.
I'm on my way to Atlanta.
I'm keeping it quiet. I'm gonna be right here in my car. I ain't saying nothing.
Hey, when you
going to Atlanta?
When you doing that?
As soon as Tina say, "Okay, it's cool to come."
You said, "Oh, wait, you gotta put me in here."
Oh, damn!
Jasmine, you see how your new family is?
Hey, Tina, watch this. Hey, Tina, watch this. Greg, that means you ain't going to Atlanta, man.
Why? Tina, you married?
No, indeed.
She said, no, indeed.
I'm not.
Chris, we're gonna play a new game. It's called the dating game. Now look,
we are still on there. Clown.
Answer these questions. Oh, here we go. Look at this. My name is not Greggy.
Greggy.
It is not Gregory. Greggy.
Greggy.
I don't know what the hell. Forget it. But anyway, Yasmin, we appreciate you, man. I mean, we went a little bit over. Thank you and love you, man. You definitely are an inspiration, and
yeah,
we hope to see you real soon. Stay in contact with us, all right?
Okay.
It's a promise.
Yes.
Pinky swear.
Yeah.
I don't see your pinky. There you go. All right, pinky swear. She got the tats. Look at her, boy. She got the tattoos. Hey, this is. How many you got?
Okay, I'm like, wait.
I got like 9.
Oh, wow.
Walking billboard over there, man. Look at you. Eat at Joe's. Go to the mall. Are you from Indiana?
Yes, I am.
You are? Well, look, we want to put It's Cuffing Season on your neck, okay? Watch Dope Living TV live now this time, okay? Don't worry about Kevin's no shirt having ass, okay? On this one, all right?
Don't do that.
We go, Tina. Whoa!
No, she's a professional. No, she can't have all that stuff like that.
Oh, okay. I thought you was defending Kevin.
Keep it covered, baby. Keep it covered.
But Ella said, "Ooh, Greggy."
Hey, we already saw that, Gina.
Gina, late.
I'm saying it again, Greggy.
Number one, Ella, go back to school because you left some consonants out. All right, and a couple of vowels too. Okay, Gregory is my full name. All right, and Greg is what I go by. Okay, and my home is Dope Living TV Live, and that's where we're gonna end this right here. All right, everybody, we will see you guys tomorrow. Tina, you coming back with us tomorrow?
Yes.
Hang out with us, girl. All right.
Will do.
Yasmin, you be well.
Yes.
Thank you, Yasmin.
We got your
We
back.
appreciate you.
All right, it's Dope Living TV Live, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow. All right.
Good night.
Peace.
Good night.
Good night.